Welcome to Decades of Horror, the classic era.
You didn't mean it. You never mean it. You didn't mean it the time when you put the bouquet with the get well card in the funeral parlor and sent the black lilies to the old lady in the hospital. You didn't mean it. But this time I, Gravis Mushnick, mean it.
This is episode 219, recorded December 14th, 2025.
Oi.
Gruesome Magazine.
I didn't know if you were going to read the title in German like you got it spelled out in the workflow.
Yeah, I did. I that's just in case I feel it. I'm feeling it. Anyway, that wouldn't be good with never mind. I am. My name is Jeff Mohr, and on this podcast we cover the good, the bad, maybe even the ugly horror films released since the beginning of time through 1969. In each episode, we'll discuss the monster, spirits, psychos, and villains that have haunted movie-going audiences since the dawn of film history. With me this week are my incredible co-hosts. First up is Chad Hunt, co-host of Decades of Horror, the All of Them, film producer and director with Wreak Havoc Production, and a comic book artist and writer. How you doing, Chad?
I'm having fun watching everybody try to figure out how to point to me.
Yeah, it's just all reversed.
It's always the opposite way that I'm thinking, and I gotta do my Tyrannosaurus Rex arms. So anyway, glad you're here, buddy. Also with us is Daphne, who is awesome, stupendous, and likable as hell. Daphne, how are you?
I'm doing real good. I forgot how much fun this movie is, so I had a great time watching it. And I'm looking forward to talking with you guys about it.
Excellent. Also with us is Doc Rotten. I can't remember what your old tag was. The bloodiest, goriest,
The meanest,
doggone tootinest podcasters in the West.
Nuttiest.
How you doing, Doc?
Oh, well, after that intro, how can I be any better than I am right now? The second. Thank you, sir.
Just don't be tooting.
They never tooted a horn.
And last but not least, of course, is Bill Mulligan, writer, director, special effects guru, all-around nice guy, and a published author.
The rootinest, tootinest, six-gun shootinest hombre that ever crossed the Rio Grande, and I eat my hat Magande.
Yeah, bushwhacking barracuda.
Yep.
Varmint.
Yeah, hammerhead halibut. I'm stuck on the desert island. I don't know. Glad you're here, Bill.
Me too.
Decades of Horror, Gruesome Magazine are partnering with Play Now Media on several of their channels. And in fact, Decades of Horror, the classic era, is on the Classic Horror Movie Channel, the Classic Sci-Fi Movie Channel, and Wicked Horror TV Channel. And they're all very cool. So you guys, we have a promo code for you if you would like to use it to subscribe to one of those feeds. The promo code is DOH60, DOH60. That's all caps, the DOH. And what you get for that is 20% off your first payment. So if you sign up for the monthly plan, which is $7.99 a month, you'll get $1.60 off that first month. If you sign up for the annual plan, which is $60, you will get $12 off. It's only $48 for a year.
What a wad of cash.
You can just check them out, because you can watch them without paying. You can just go to them and watch stuff. You'll have ads. You won't get to see the premium content, or you can register, and then you'll be able to save things to your favorites list and remember who you are, which is always good. That's the whole point of social media, that somebody out there remembers who you are. I think. I don't know. Anyway,
what social media have you been on?
Check them out. They got new movies. Yeah. Well, there was a then and a now, and anyway, yeah, check them out. They got a lot of good stuff there. I personally watch the POV channel quite a bit, which is found footage, etc. And also we pick a lot of movies from those. So check them out. It's a good mix.
They've got a lot of stuff.
Yeah, they do. Spoiler alert. We are a spoiler podcast. So, hey, if you haven't seen this movie, which came out 85 years ago. I'm just saying, you should go watch it.
No, it didn't come out 85 years ago.
85 years ago.
65 years ago.
Don't you dare.
I just figured you guys are never checking my math.
no.
The math ain't mathing.
I was like, wait a minute.
I believe anything.
Wait a minute.
This
Oh, that's
movie's
right.
not older than I am.
That was, yeah, that was Alt Jeff. That was
See what happens when
the
you
world he
retire?
lives in.
My heart almost stopped.
Right.
How fast it just goes away like
Your
that.
brain starts going. You start watching old movies, and pretty soon you can only see in black and white. And
Then pretty soon you can't add.
you interrupt people all the time, like you're in a Howard Hawks movie. All right. So yeah, we're going to spoil it. We start off by giving a few basic details of the film we're covering, and then our first impressions. Talk about the marketing a little bit, and at long last, just move on down the road. Oh, we also do some taglines. Yeah. And we'll talk about the cast and all kinds of other stuff that just
Sometimes they're even good
interests us about this movie.
No.
So our topic is Little Shop of Horrors from 1960. Directed by Roger Corman, written by Charles B. Griffith and Roger Corman. The cast includes Jonathan Hayes, Jackie Joseph, Mel Wells, Dick Miller, Jack Nicholson, and Myrtle Vale. That's her there in the picture.
She's not looking so hot.
Yeah.
No, I thought she was actually hilarious.
She reminded me of Howard's mother from Big Bang Theory.
Production company, The Film Group. Filming locations, Los Angeles Metro, just any place they could find. Filming dates, December 21st to the 29th. But also, this was like one of those bet deals, kind of like what, who was the Italian director that did that? Bava's mentor, that Bava had to finish a couple of his films. He said he could,
Freda?
Yeah, he could shoot a movie. So Corman said, bet somebody he could shoot a movie in 2 days. So it says December 21st to 29th, but it was actually 2 days, apparently. It was, plus there was some reshoots. So release date, August 5th, 1960. The budget, somewhere in the neighborhood of $27,000 to $34,000. Domestic box office, it said 1.4 million gross since release. That seems low to me, but maybe.
Well, but boy, what a return on the investment, though.
Oh, heck yeah. And there was also some information there were 25,000 theater admissions in France to it at some point. The synopsis is a clumsy young man working at an impoverished flower shop discovers that the strange plant he has been nurturing has an insatiable appetite for blood, forcing him to kill to feed it.
Yep.
I just spoiler, mom does not get fed to it. Mom does not survive. And that's Seymour.
Should have been.
Audrey Jr. would be a little.
All right. Well, this is not time for first impressions. This is Doc's pick. So let's go to Doc first. Why did you pick this, and when did you first see it, and all that jazz? What are your first impressions?
Well, this has always been on the short list to be picked. So now was the time to do it, to torture everybody right before Christmas. No, not torture. Show delight and happiness. No, this film is kind of it's inspirational in a lot of ways because you can do so much with so little and make it entertaining and funny. Watching it this time, I realized it's far more comedy than I ever realized. In the youth, it's almost entirely a comedy and quite funny at doing it too. And there's quite a wonderful cameo in this film from a very young Jack Nicholson, and all kinds of things. I don't know. For some reason, this film has it has a very special place in horror history for me. has this kind of weird anchor point in 1960. I don't know how to explain it, but yeah. And of course, I absolutely love what it inspired in the 80s with the play and the musical that came from it. So yeah, special.
That's it?
That's it.
You're done. Okay, well, let's go to Mr. Mulligan next.
Hey. Well, boy, it's been a few years since I've seen this version, but I certainly remember watching it when back in the day. But I had really forgotten how funny it was.
Yeah.
So watching it again, I really super appreciated it. It's a style of humor that isn't done anymore. You know, there's a lot of movies that have just fallen off the face of the earth. You know, a series of movies. Mon Pa Kettle, they made a gazunga of these things. Hicksploitation movies that were all about, you know, rural, poor, impoverished rednecks and everything, and their wacky hijinks. I don't even know where you'd even find those things now. At least horror has a cultish following that keeps them alive. And one of the things that's fallen is ethnic comedies. Comedies where the whole joke was everyone had a funny accent and we get the words wrong and would, you know, make vague references to some culture there, was gently, affectionately poking, and it just does not exist anymore. Nobody, oh, man, this stuff will get you canceled. But this is a genuinely funny Jewish movie. The humor is Jewish, the characters are Jewish, the accents and everything, the words. It's funny. It's genuinely funny stuff. Charles Griffith was a gifted writer that even I don't think Corman appreciated when it was one of the things we'll talk about. This is about the time Corman was starting to make the Poe movies and kind of upping his game and being a little more serious. And one of the unfortunate things, I love Corman, but one of the unfortunate things was when he decided to maybe make better stuff, he kind of ditched some of the folks who, you know, were there in the early days, like Griffith, who he would go out and get Richard Matheson to write House of Usher or something. He wasn't going to let Griffith do it, and Griffith wasn't happy about that. He was a funny guy, and this has a lot of good jokes, and it is so much better than it has absolutely any reason to be. For the amount of time that they spent on it, for the amount of money that they spent on it, but it's got a absolute brilliant performance by Mel Wells. It's got, you know, faces that you love, Dick Miller, and everyone in this is well cast. And then just, you know, icing on the cake, Jack Nicholson shows up looking like he's all of 12. And my wife was like, "Is that really Jack Nicholson?" It's like, look at him. He's the voice, everything about him. It's totally Jack Nicholson when he had no idea he was going to be one day be the biggest star in Hollywood. It's such a Corman movie. It really is. It's cheap and efficiently made. I'd forgotten all about the Dragnet parody, which is funny. I was laughing out loud more times watching this movie than I honestly thought I was going to. I probably laughed more probably the 10th time I've seen it, because it's been such a gap since the last time I saw it. I think I laughed more this time than I ever did as a kid. Most of those jokes are going right over my head. Now, this is one that's actually definitely grown in my estimation. So thanks for picking it, Doc. I thought I knew this movie, and I really did.
Excellent. All right, Daphne, I heard you say something like that too. You forgot.
Yeah, pretty much everything that Bill said. I also laughed out loud. I just wasn't expecting so much from it, even though I've seen it before. And in the back of my mind, I knew that there was something special about the movie, but it just didn't register until I started watching it, and it was just great. It's so funny. The writing is excellent. The slapstick is excellent. Jonathan Hayes did great. Is it Jackie Joseph that plays Audrey? Yeah. Also very good. Everybody is fantastic. I love the Dragnet references. I'm a Fink or something like that. Is that?
Yeah.
So many great quotes. there is darkness to it, which I love. Oh my God, the whole dentist thing, genius. And yeah, I had so much fun watching it. And yeah, thanks Doc for picking it. And it was just such a pleasure to watch. And it's so absurd and fun and funny. It made me feel really happy and good to watch it. It brought a lot of joy. And I loved the I looked really close at Audrey too, at Audrey Jr. and just the texture and everything that went into making that is beautiful. And then of course knowing or learning more about how it was made and who was involved and the writing and the family members, and it's lovely. It's lovely and funny and absurd and wonderful. I thought it was great.
Excellent. And last but not least, Chad, buddy, what do you think?
I'm in the same camp as everybody. I haven't seen this movie in like 30 years. And the first time I watched it, I was a really, really young little kid who loved monster movies. You know, I was into the Universal horror movies and everything. So I was watching this on a weekend at grandma's or something like that, where Shock Theater or one of those. And at an age where I thought horror was horror, comedies were comedies, romance was romance, and that was it. You know, that's all. I'd never thought in a million years as a little kid watching this that this was a comedy. I was just appalled and horrified that this plant was eating people and eating blood and stuff like that. And that the first time I saw the end scene when the blooms came open and the faces were inside, I was so horrified at that and so scared of that. I couldn't believe that was going to happen. I was so taken aback by it as a little kid, and I totally missed out on all the jokes and everything else. I was just, he's actually putting a foot in this plant's mouth. I remember being freaked out by all the real hairy fibers on the inside of the plant and everything. So I totally missed out on all the other stuff that this movie was trying to do. But watching it now, this is the most enjoyable time I had watching this movie because I got the jokes, you know, I got the humor, I got all that and everything. So, and it's a really, really well written film. It really is for comedy. And it did have horrible things in it, but the way that it's played off, you know, it's just hilarious. Mel Wells is hilarious. They're all funny as hell. Even Jack Nicholson. You know, back in 1960, you know, you had these pain fetish guys in there who visited the dentist on purpose, you know, and that look on his face when he left out and all his teeth were crooked.
Back in the 1960s.
Yeah, back in 1960. Yeah. Well, that's how I thought back then. I said, they didn't show stuff like this back then.
Now they just go to David Cronenberg movies.
Yeah.
This is black and white. They don't do that kind of stuff in black and white movies. But yeah, this was a joy to watch, and I'm certainly appreciative that we got to watch it again for this. So good pick, Doc, and
great.
That's my 2 cents.
All righty. Well, I'll tell you what. I haven't watched it for a long time either. I'll ask this question later. So, or maybe I'll ask it now. The question I was going to ask was, how many of you guys saw black and white, and who watched colorized?
I watched black and white.
Black and white, yeah.
Colorized.
Okay, so as usual, so I watched one of each. I usually hate colorized. I usually hate it.
Yeah. But I thought they did a good job with this one.
I kind of liked it, and it made it brought out the Audrey's details much. It gave it more personality. Otherwise, it was sort of this light colored blob. I couldn't really tell what the hell it was.
Yeah, I noticed that when I was looking for graphics, I tried to stick to the black and white. I think I might have one color one in there, but I was noticing, wow, these color shots are pretty good. And I don't know that they is it just because this movie was so low budget that the cinematography, there wasn't anything fancy about, and that made it easier to?
I don't know.
I
the
don't know
answer to
why.
that.
But boy, you watch a classic movie like Casablanca, and they colorized it, and you're like,
Yeah.
I think a bunch of monkeys with paintbrushes worked on this thing.
No,
But
it looks
this
it looks really good, and I liked even right off the bat, as you're getting the intro with the hand-drawn streets, the animation. Well, when the stores are all colored and the streets colored and they're bright colors, I don't know, it just changed it.
Interesting.
And then the store was like that too, because the flowers are all different colors. It's nice and bright and colorful as opposed to so it usually I like to stick the way it is, but this time I enjoyed the color one. I also got a huge kick out of Seymour and his how his hat and scarf never came off, even when he was a dentist. Impersonating a dentist, he had the hat scarf on.
So good.
There's a couple scenes in here that I like, the Jack Nicholson scene and the scene with the guy, the drunk that he hits with a rock by the railroad tracks. I'm like, and those contributed to the story. How? The Jack Nicholson's, from the time he walks in the door till he leaves is 3.5 minutes. But it's so memorable. It's so memorable.
I mean, this movie was already too short, so
Yeah, it's crazy.
They had to put
I did notice. I did check out the outro, but the intro, once again, like X the Man with the X-ray eyes, is over 2 minutes until you actually get a scene and a person talking. Up until then, it's all the animation and credits. So, all right.
That was an amazing drawing too.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, that was so great.
I love that. So I liked it. I thought it was funnier than hell. At Bill too, I was laughing out loud at some of the stuff. At first the whole thing with the signs and the Mushnick's accent and language and dialect, how he was mispronouncing words. I think he said denounce in one time instead of pronounce. And then his signs were like, God, what was the one? I wrote one of them down, but I can't remember.
I think the one said, we are not to be spending a lot of money here, or something like that.
Yeah.
Like
that.
We're not to be costing you a lot of money.
Lots plants cheap.
Yeah.
And they always had the preposition was always in like the wrong place, the for or the on or what was always the wrong. So anyway, and they used a bunch of Jewish slang, and it's kind of interesting to me. I mean, I guess I'm old enough that I heard that stuff on TV, but or movies. But in the trivia on this movie on IMDb, they give definitions for all the Jewish words, like Meshuggah. Oh, here's what Meshuggah means. Okay. Anyway, I loved it. It was great fun. Not particularly bloody or realistic or anything, but God, it was funny.
Well, the stuff that you're saying about language, I feel like that just adds to it, because the Jewish words became references to parts of the story, character names. And I also liked that Audrey, I mean, even though she didn't speak very well either. You know what I mean? Her language was not correct either. So her English. Yeah. So I thought that was nice too.
Well, it was like the old style, I think, New York ethnic neighborhood.
Used to call that local color, right?
Yeah. Mrs. Shivas. I mean,
that poor lady.
Yeah.
So funny.
Rough week.
There was stuff. I tell you what. Okay, the thing I laughed the hardest at, and this is probably terrible, but was when the guy says, "How are your kids?" Lost one of them last week.
Tough break.
Lost him. Yeah, played with matches.
Yeah.
Oh, tough break.
And that was like a running gag.
Yeah.
For part of it was so funny. So funny.
Mrs. Shivas was going to buy him a carnation for his funeral, I guess. And
if Dick Miller didn't eat them all,
that's the way it goes.
Yeah,
the dad is
he was like her nephew or something, right?
That's the break.
Oh, my nephew's brother-in-law's little son's little dog died yesterday.
So
I need
another
a flower.
a little thing I discovered actually by reading the information and some of the trivia and stuff was they made this comment. It's just kind of an offhand thing, you know, like we were talking, like we'd probably miss a bunch of these jokes. They said that Seymour says that he got the seeds from a Japanese gardener who found the bulb in a plantation next to a cranberry farm. And it was in 1959, it was announced that cranberry crops were tainted with traces of the herbicide aminotriazole, anyway. And as a result, cranberry sales plummeted. So
I wouldn't eat that. I wouldn't eat cranberries with triazole in it either.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
no.
so I didn't know.
Gives it
But
a bitter taste.
that meant something to the general public when they saw that. Look, cranberry farm. Oh no, geez.
And that's why you should never put topical humor in your movie. Because
That's a good point.
They changed it in the musical to what did they say?
it's a cross between an
It's
avocado
an
and a
alien
Venus
hybrid.
flytrap. Yeah.
Alien hybrid from a Venus flytrap. Okay, yeah. All right. And
Um.
avocado. All right. Well, let's take a look at some of these things we got. The posters, and this is probably. Oh, wait a minute. Before
No
we do that,
taglines? No
we
taglines.
have to do
Hey.
taglines.
Doc just throws me under the bus.
That's
Get under that bus, Chad. Get under that
It's
bus.
now time for taglines with Chad.
Is it though? Is it really?
The
time
part
for-
Chad will be played by
really
Chad
is.
his own self.
It's always time.
All right. The flowers that kill in the spring. Tra-la. What's your first tagline?
Wow.
That's a tagline. Yeah,
That's
everybody.
nice.
Tra-la.
Voila.
Tra-la-la-la. I love to sing now. The funniest picture of this year. That's probably the truth.
Yeah, that may be so.
Mhm.
And the last tagline: the store with more. More what?
I
More
don't know, but doesn't this
Tra-la.
feel like this feels like one of those
Tra-la.
movies that would have a ton of taglines,
Yeah.
you'd think.
but they
I
did.
don't think they really didn't know what to do with this once it was
Yeah.
done. It was I've read that Corman wasn't exactly sure. They put it on a double feature with like Black Sunday or like what?
I
Huh?
saw one like that. Yeah.
That's okay. That's a choice. Yeah.
Well, okay, and that's been
Chad's a
Taglines with
hero,
Chad.
cool and rad. With him reading taglines, they can't be that bad.
Tra-la.
Stepped all over poor Crystal there.
Yeah. Stomp.
oh, we lost the coda there. There.
Oh, okay.
Oh, by the way, if you've been on Facebook, Crystal just posted a picture of her 2 cats with Santa Claus.
Oh, Lordy.
Oh,
Like at a
It's
store or something.
No,
All
at the
right.
North Pole, Jeff. Yes, at a store.
Of course. Well, hey, she gets around. She gets around. It could have been Sean with a Santa Claus.
Oh, actually, Sean would be great as
He would do anything for her. So
Look more jolly, Sean. Look more jolly.
and
Wow.
oh.
another poster that really doesn't. I don't know who that's supposed to be, but that person is not in the movie, and neither is the style of that
It
person.
looks like Stan Laurel or
Yeah.
the recently turned 100 Dick Van Dyke.
Mhm.
Yeah, almost.
Doesn't look
yeah.
like anyone in the movie, but
No, I wondered about that.
But it's very memorable. I mean, that's the one you see all
maybe Fred
everywhere.
Astaire.
Everywhere.
Yeah,
Fred Astaire.
All right.
it's an odd little poster,
Yeah, you got the plant. You got the
odd little movie.
guy that looks like he's dressed up kind of like a butler with a derby and an umbrella and holding
Where-
a small
Where's
flower.
that plant coming out of?
Yeah, I'm not saying. It
Yeah.
looks like it's coming out of the front to me.
Zip up your pants. Your plant is showing.
It
Yeah.
curls around his leg and down. So the plant is just there. It's not coming out of anywhere.
And what's he got?
That's my story.
What is that near his butt there?
It's
Is that a
it's
sweet
handkerchief.
potato?
I think it's his handkerchief. I don't know what the other thing is.
I can't
Patches
tell.
because he's poor.
Oh,
There's one on
there
his shoulder, then there's one down.
Oh
there.
yeah, those are okay. Now I got it.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
All
Okay,
right.
so maybe it is, but I guess I didn't get the idea that he was dressed poorly from that, but now I see all the shabbiness of his suit.
This poster looks like the guy who sold Corman the LSD for the trip.
Well, all right. Well, moving on. We have
There you go. And in a
DVD
different
cover.
vein, boom.
Little Shop of Horrors. Roger Corman's original classic. There's a
Now
tagline
in
we could
color.
use. And
you
then
know,
at some point,
the other thing, the reason why color doesn't bother me for this one, if it hadn't been that it would cost probably dollars more, Corman would have shot it in color. So, you know, it's not like they're desecrating.
Right.
It's not like we're going to take the Magnificent Ambersons and put it in color. And you're like, oh, Orson Welles needs to rise from the grave and disembowel you. Doing this, yeah. It's like when they did it with some of the Harryhausen movies. He was like, yeah, you know, we would have loved to have shot It Came From Beneath the Sea in color. But, you know, no one was ponying up the money. So go ahead. Yeah, color away.
well, at some point, they fastened onto the idea of using Jack Nicholson to promote this movie.
I wonder why.
I wonder why.
And introducing Jack Nicholson. Yeah, this was his first movie, wasn't it?
Sort of.
Yeah, I think he had.
Bit parts and something.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a bit part, but it's a good bit.
Maybe his first credited role. Well, that's pretty much the posters. You know, this is another one of those where it's just not. There's not that many different posters out there. You know?
No.
So once again, here we are with Roger Corman. Hootman.
And again, anytime we have a Roger Corman movie, I could paper the place with all of the stuff.
Are those all 1963 movies?
Around that time, you know, all kind of blending into each other. But I was just thinking, you know, this is where Little Shop of Horrors was kind of like at the end of, I'd say, the original cycle of Attack of the Crab Monsters, and this sort of thing. It conquered the world. The crazy, imaginative, way more ambitious than they had a budget to do anything with, but he did it anyway and somehow made it work, kind of thing. And then when he went into the Poe stuff, then it was like, hey, wait a minute. I can be a real filmmaker. I can make movies that are going to be remembered. Probably not realizing that Attack of the Crab Monsters will be remembered until the heat death of the known universe. But, you know, then he's like, I'm going to make him put. And then the next stage, when you're a fun filmmaker who suddenly gets it in his head, is like, wait, I want people to take me seriously. Then you start doing socially relevant movies. And he did The Intruder, which is like the first movie he ever made that didn't make any money. But it's a great movie. William Shatner.
It is a great movie, yeah.
So
the top photo looks like it's from the movie, right?
I think it might be from either the play or
the Rick Moranis movie.
The Rick Moranis movie, but so he had so little faith in this movie. I love Corman, but sometimes he was penny wise and dollar foolish. He just let the rights lapse on this. So anyone, including you, the very people in this room, can release a DVD of Little Shop of Horrors in any condition you want. But then I guess you can do that, but he still has the rights to the actual premise and everything. You can sell the movie, but he was able to sell the play and the remake and everything. Kind of left Charles Griffith out in the dirt. But he was able to sue and get some like 1% of whatever it made, which actually turned out to be a significant sum of money.
Good.
So, these are what we've got on here is the picture of Corman with the special effects or the full size Audrey mouth from the musical. Anyway, House of Usher, 1960. The Pendulum, 1961, and The Intruder, 1962.
AKA Shame, AKA I Hate Your Guts. They kept releasing it under different names.
He directed 4 movies in 1960 or 4 movies that were released in 1960, 3 in 1959, 3 in 50. You know, he's just cranking them out.
Yeah,
3
but you know
in
what?
61, 4 in 62. It just goes on and on.
You know, that sounds good until you realize it only took him 2 days to make this movie. So really, he should have been able to crank out like 100 movies in 1960. He clearly was slacking off.
5 and 63. Yeah. Slacking off. That was it. He only produced 491 movies. And
Yeah,
directed
no work
56,
ethic at all.
So.
If only he'd have tried harder,
Yeah.
Exactly.
he could have got somewhere.
Lazy.
So, and the writer on this is the one, the only Charles Griffith, who
we
also,
actually get to see in this movie.
Yeah.
plays a
Oh,
character.
he's the robber.
He's the robber. He was also the guy who ran screaming out of the dentist's office when Seymour.
Oh, the
first
beginning.
came in.
Oh,
And he's the voice of Audrey.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
good.
I didn't know that.
I think he was supposed to be replaced by a voice actor, but Corman realized, one, he was actually getting laughs, and two, you have to pay a voice actor. So,
I'll
And I
pay you to
think
write
it was-
this script, and then I'll, you
Yeah.
can do this. So it won't be that big. Sorry, Daphne.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I think some of the cast is his family or something,
you're right. You're right.
which
He
is
did.
Really?
perfect
Yeah.
for the Corman movie.
And I
And
think he and Mel Wells actually went and did some second unit directing too. So
Mhm. Cool.
so if you look at his list of credits, they're almost all Corman.
Attack of the Crab Monsters.
Almost.
Attack of the Crab Monsters is going to live forever
Ever
on
and
this
ever.
podcast,
Yep.
just for the pants alone.
yes,
The Pond Salon.
not of this earth that conquered the world. Just great stuff.
I don't remember, but Daphne, I'm sure Daphne remembers the guy that played in the movie that wore the sailor pants with the gigantic
Oh,
bell
yeah.
bottom.
Yeah.
What was his name, Daphne?
Oh my gosh, I can't remember. We always say it too.
Yeah, we'd always
Was
do
it like a
Oh,
His name is Beach Dickerson.
Beach
yeah,
Dickerson?
Beach Dickerson.
I knew Dick
That's
was
the actual
involved
actor's
somehow.
name.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now you wonder how we could forget a name like that.
Yeah, I know.
That's
how
what I'm
has
here for.
nobody rereferenced that ever since? Beach Dickerson.
We have a couple
we
of
referenced
times.
it.
We have.
We have,
Yeah.
yeah.
Not only that, Bill, he got into real estate and owned a bunch of houses. Beach did.
Beach,
and
Beach Dickerson did.
let some I'd be careful what I'll say. Let some down and out people stay there. They couldn't afford houses. He just let them stay
Manson
there.
family, or
And then gave it to him. No, it's a long story, and I can't remember the name, so I'm not going to look it up.
We need a Beach Dickerson right now for people.
yeah, for real.
Yeah.
But
It just sounds like a Norm Macdonald name, you know? Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
something-
Yeah.
It does. It does.
Turd Ferguson.
He also wrote and directed one of Doc's favorites, "Eat My Dust,"
Eat my dust.
with Ronnie Howard.
Yep.
Yeah, he did direct a few movies, but it wasn't something he really liked doing, and he didn't enjoy the experience. And some of them are real stinkers too. But then
He's
you
such
read
a good
about
writer.
yeah, reading about the circumstances under which the movies were made. It's like, well, yeah, this movie blows, but it's better than it has any reason to be.
He's definitely a good comedy writer
Yeah.
Yeah,
for
Yeah.
sure.
So we've got up here for people who can't see, It Conquered the World, Not of This Earth, Attack of the Crab Monsters, Death Race 2000, and Bucket of Blood are all Corman movies that he wrote, but you could almost put, let's see, Devil's Angels, The Wild Angels, She Beast, Creature from the Haunted Sea.
he did some uncredited
Atlas.
rewrites on Barbarella.
Yes,
Mm.
yes. Beast from the Haunted Cave. Not
Atlas. Atlas is terrible. It's a Roger Corman, Peplum, Muscle Man, Hercules type movie. And it's like they got there. He spent a bunch of money. He was supposed to have 500 members of the Italian army show up. 50 show up. So
Oh,
it
man.
is so damn cheap looking.
And when it's not a Corman movie, it's so Flesh and the Spur was a Western that was directed by Edward Kahn, who we've covered a couple of his movies, cut rate science fiction flicks.
Yeah.
Uh,
Didn't you do
and-
a Dr. Heckle and Mr. Hype? Or,
yep.
with Oliver Reed.
Yes. With Oliver Reed, who plays, apparently, Dr. Jekyll is a super ugly podiatrist. And when he takes the potion, he turns into the suave and debonair, handsome,
His
but
feet are
violent,
beautiful.
Mr.
Yeah.
Hyde.
The
Or
most beautiful
Oliver
feet I've
Reed.
ever seen.
Oliver Reed. Yes.
Now, interesting. Oliver Reed, the exact opposite happened when he drank. He
Yes.
turned into an absolute
Yeah.
monster. But okay, we love him anyway.
I was looking through all these and I was surprised at some. Ghost of the China Sea, Teenage Doll, Rock All Night, The Undead.
Yep,
All right.
good stuff.
Charles Griffith. Now, this is the whole point that I put Seymour's mother on the intro card. Myrtle Vale is Clark Griffith's grandmother.
Mm.
Clark.
Somebody was supposed to go, wow. Oh,
Wow, that's cool, man.
Who's Clark Griffith?
Or Charles Griffith. I'm sorry.
There you
Oh,
go.
wow, now I'm impressed.
Now we did it.
Now I
Charles Griffin's brother's uncle's brother's uncle.
Brother's uncle.
Who wrote Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein?
Clark Griffith.
That's what I was thinking. I don't know. I always
Well,
get the two.
I knew that she was an actor. Yep, earlier, but I didn't really know anything about her.
Well, she's only got 4 credits. I don't know if she was on the stage a lot, but she made a musical in 1933
Mm.
called was it Myrtle or something like that?
Merton Marge.
Merton
I
Marge.
think.
Yeah.
Well, this says soap opera. A soap opera. Merton Marge. So maybe it's something else.
Charles
really good
Barton. Charles Barton. That's who I was thinking of. He directed Abbott Costello Meet. I don't know. Too many names. I get them all mixed up. So just forget what I said about Abbott Costello and Clark Griffith. It's Charles Griffith, and Myrtle Vale is his grandmother, the crazy lady that played Seymour's mother.
Seymour's
All right.
mother.
Well, so Mel Wells, not Mel Ferrer, Mel Wells.
Best part of this movie. This guy was so good and really an unsung hero. It was like, oh, he directed Lady Frankenstein. He directed Man-Eater of Hydra. Okay, they can't all be winners. He's good in everything he's in. And I've read interviews with him. It's like, guy was super intelligent, really smart, had lots of good stories, and then kind of disappeared. You're like, oh, I wonder what happened. What happened is he was the guy who did all the dubbing for all the European movies. He had one of the main dubbing houses that would take all those wonderful trashy horror movies and make them dubbed. Had a whole crew of people and probably made a fortune doing that. He's awesome. I wish he were still with us.
Yeah, and I think on some of those Italian movies, as in terms of directing, he directed the English versions, and those were the ones where they would like do this, say the English lines syllabically correct, so
Yeah.
but they still had to have somebody dub them and try to match the lips and stuff.
He was
Anyway.
fluent in 5 languages.
Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
He also did, and I don't know if this is true because I didn't follow that. Did you guys watch Spectre Man?
I remember that.
He did all that conversion to English.
Cool.
The series.
But he was great in this. I just love
Mhm.
the humor and his interaction with the characters. He was just a really, really fun character.
I love the beard, man. I'm gonna grow a Mushnick beard.
A Mushnick.
Oh,
beard.
Mushnick.
Got to be pointies. Yeah, and I like this movie. Actually, I saw this several times in the movie, but he did it. Probably the one I noticed the most was positioning, where he'd be standing in one place, and then while another character was talking, he would run around behind him and show up on the other side and go, "Really? What?" And I don't know if he was supposed to be walking away and then got excited about, but it just I just loved it. All right.
Well, this does kind of take the form of a stage act in the sense that it's most of the scenes are very center, and so he did a good job with that.
Yeah, there was something else. Oh, he was in. We've done a couple of things. So we did Man-Eater of Hydra, so that's one of his, and we also did Abbott and Costello Meet the Mummy, which he plays an Arab character named Ibn.
And we did Lady Frankenstein.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, that's
We
right.
did, we
Right,
did Chopping
that in the
Mall too.
70s.
Yeah.
On
Yeah, is he one of the people in the crowd in the in the spectators in the mall?
I don't remember. I remember talking about him, but I don't remember what he.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think
don't
he must
remember.
have been one of the people watching the presentation because that's where
Mary Warrenoff and Paul Bartel were.
yes.
Mhm.
More names I couldn't remember off the top of my head. All right. Yeah, he's great in this, and the whole Jewish thing and the signs, and boy, they paint those signs in a hurry.
I know again.
And that
The
guy
same
must
painter.
whoever made those signs made a lot of money because it was the same font on every sign they would come across in town.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
standard sign misspellings, like fantastic started with a PH and ended with a K.
Yeah. Sleepy crab monster there.
Yeah.
Mm.
Nothing. I mean, he was in. You missed a few of his films. Well, a lot of them actually, but a few that we could talk about. Ran across one, and I'm trying to find it now as the bus is parking on my head, and I can't seem to do it. She Beast.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
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 And then
Michael
and then
Reeves.
of course there's a lot of voice credits. You're right. Like
Mhm.
starting in '68, there's just a whole lot of voice credits.
Well, I believe he came back from Europe in 1980.
I said he's in the Wolfman. You covered that, but he's only a voice. Voice
Mm.
actor. Chopping Mall. He was a cook in Chopping Mall.
Cook.
Oh, a
Okay.
cook. Okay.
Oh, the cook. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. There we
okay.
go. There we go.
And if he was still alive, Bill, he would be 101. But he
Oh,
did
wow.
he did live to 2005.
He'd be partying with Dick Van Dyke. I think he did come back later in the last few years of his life. He actually performed on Little Shop of Horrors, the play, and he played
cool.
Mr. Mushnick,
Neat.
which is great.
I wonder if he became the voice for any particular actors, because I know that some actors have the same
Yeah.
actor,
Oh, over there.
voice actor that plays them, which I always think is super interesting and cool. So I wonder if he was one of
Yeah, I
those
think you
guys.
told me about that
Yeah,
documentary, didn't you? I
Yeah,
watched that,
uh-huh.
and that was amazing. These people were like celebrities in their own
Yeah.
country
Right.
because they
Yeah.
played like Robert De Niro all the time,
Right.
You know,
yeah,
or
and
whoever,
really added something to that,
George Clooney.
to the the voiceover and the dubbing that was worth it. Was really good. Yeah.
Well, he did an episode of The Texan and an episode of Have Gun Will Travel, and he played them with regular names. the movie comes back in what were we talking about? Smokey Bites the Dust. Abu Habib Babubu.
I know I shouldn't be laughing at that, but that just sounded funny coming out of Jeff's mouth. I mean,
Babubu.
boo.
Smokey Bites the Dust with
Hey,
Jimmy
who-
McNichol.
Can we stop for a minute? The names of the characters in this movie, we got Seymour Krelboind, Audrey Folkward, Gravis Mushnick, Burson Fouch, Winifred Kreboind, Shirley Plump, Barbara Friddle, City Shiva, which is the best, Hortense Butchwanger, Joe Fink.
Twanger.
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 I mean,
And
Yeah.
Jack
Joe Fink and
Nicholson's
Frank
was
Stooley. Yeah.
Wilbur.
Wilberforce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wilberforce.
Yeah, Phoebus Farb, Wilberforce,
Phoebus
Agony
Farm.
Lush, Agony Lush, what is
Yeah.
Leonora Clyde.
Cloy Haddock.
Yeah.
It's just these are great names.
I think it says somewhere in the notes that that Griffith picked crazy names kind of in response to anybody, the warnings that came out. And this has not actually happened. Any sort of
Oh yeah.
similarities to true life events. So
He made up names that couldn't be similar to anybody's, I guess.
Yeah, that's what it says in there.
All right. No, he has a long
Good
career.
stuff.
He's got a lot of credits. So if you go back, he goes clear back to the 40s, I think. At least the 50s.
He's definitely someone whose name I've heard. It like rings. I've heard often, but didn't necessarily couldn't name a ton of movies that he's done.
53. That's his earliest credit, but he starts getting named credits almost right away.
Mm-hmm.
I think he did a lot of ethnic parts too. All right. What's next? Jonathan Hayes, who plays Seymour. So I don't know. Is it Kilborn or Kilbrain?
Krellborn.
Krellborn, yeah.
Krellborn.
Boing.
Boing.
Well, the credit says R. B-R-R-B-O-R-N. That's why I'm asking. Krellborn. But it sounded like he said Boyne. Hortense Fuschtwanger.
And we just lost Jonathan Hayes last year.
Yeah. So he again did mostly
95 years
Corman.
old.
Yeah.
Really? Wow.
Oh, working in a Corman movie gives you some longevity.
And
Speaking
as
of long, the saga of the Viking women and their voyage to the waters of the great sea serpent. Oh, what?
Yeah, we
Get
keep
that on
running
the
across
marquee.
that one. I actually watched that once. Don't
Oh.
waste your time.
Yeah. A great poster. Actual sea monster, not so great.
He was. I found something that said that during, because of his experience and connections, it got an opportunity that led him to producing commercials. And as a CEO of a commercial production company, he created successful national and international campaigns for United Airlines, Kool-Aid, Schlitz beer, and others during the 70s, 80s, and 90s.
Interesting.
Jonathan Hayes. And as we said, he was Buddy Rich's cousin. And yes, Bill, I went and listened to the bus tape.
Oh, wasn't that the greatest thing ever?
And I couldn't watch. There was 11 minutes of it, and I only listened to maybe 6 or 7 because it was like several incidents. And they were all.
I play it as I'm driving on long distance trips. It really.
Oh, yeah. F that guy, and F that guy, F that guy too. You're defending him, F you.
And then you try to pick out the lines that they used in Seinfeld. Right.
That I didn't go to, but
this is not my kind of guy. Man.
Yeah.
Buddy Rich?
Buddy Rich.
He's my hero.
Had a bit of a temper.
Oh, I love him too. Well, it was standard. The guy was I don't know,
perfectionist.
Without actually knowing the background of the people he was chewing out and the performances and stuff, I wouldn't say anything, although it wasn't the way I would have talked to him. But
and they're on a bus. They're trapped with this madman. There's no escape,
Well, we recently saw Jonathan Hayes on X, the man with the X-ray eyes.
Yep.
Yeah. And he wrote the screenplay for Invasion of the Star Creatures, which is have the poster there. It's a great poster.
He did a bunch of different stuff.
When you're not watching Viking women, don't watch Invasion of the Star Creatures either, and you'll have a better life.
Writing off his filmography.
Yeah, we've got, so they're listed on here for those listening, Not of This Earth, The Terror, The Day the World Ended, Invaders of the Star Creatures, It Conquered the World, and The Viking Women of the Interminably Long Title. Yeah.
Invasion of the Star Creatures.
If the world ended on that day, who's stuck around to document it and put it out as a movie? That's what I want to know.
Yeah. Yep.
The Day the World Ended. Yeah, I don't know. That's kind of like one of those where you're listening to the that stuff drives me nuts. You're listening to the first person narrator do voiceovers all through the film.
Yeah.
About how they were feeling, what was happening next. So you're thinking, this person can't die because they're telling the story. Oh no, we're hearing from their ghost.
The first rule of writing is show, don't tell. So when you have these movies where the narrator is literally telling you what the characters are thinking and everything, it's like, wow, okay, there's a choice.
So yeah, they're in the background up there. We see Seymour shoving the hand into the smaller Audrey too, and there's a sign in the background that says "Lots of plants cheap."
Lots of plants cheap.
So
I thought he did great. I thought he was so funny.
Oh, he was
very likable.
Yeah. He had that body language so perfect. When they'd have him walking down the street, he looked like such a schlub.
Oh my God, was he clumsy?
Yeah, yeah.
He tripped over everything.
He found every bucket in the world to step in.
No,
except when they tried to trip him and he jumped over it, and the cops.
Yeah.
I was like, that's so good. Yeah.
And the cops
pay off.
When he was under Audrey's control there.
I didn't notice it at first, but when he gets to the part where he's impersonating the dentist, and he puts the dentist jacket on and he's drilling in Jack Nicholson's mouth, Wilberforce's mouth. He's still got his scarf and hat on.
Yeah.
Just like he must have had.
Well, if they shot it in 2 days, there probably wasn't much time for costume change.
Exactly. Yeah.
But Wilbur notices he pulls it out and like, ooh.
Yeah.
Now he does kill 2 people, but one was an accident. The other, I don't know.
Well, I think that's probably why they tried to spend so much time with the Nicholson part at first. They tried to show what a jerk the dentist was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't feel as bad, I guess. But
And the guy, he
was defending himself.
He throws he throws a rock. He's trying to hit a bottle at the drunk. and the drunk happens to stand up right there and gets hit in the head. Gets knocked senseless, wanders over into the train track.
Yeah.
And he was the guy that was guarding all the trains.
Yeah, he was a detective, as it turns out. It's a small world.
Drunk on the job.
Yeah, so funny. And him feeding Audrey, just putting the arm in the hand. It was hilarious. It was so funny. It's so absurd.
Yeah, we starts off by poking his finger and dripping the blood in there, and then it gets more and more. When he was shoving the foot in there, I was trying to find a picture of that, but I couldn't.
10 bees.
And what was it? It was like he's squeezing it, and it looked like a hunk of cranberry sauce actually fell
off.
It
did.
Fell out. Yeah. Oh, you like that?
One of my favorite lines in here was Audrey too told Mushnick, "You're fat enough."
Yeah.
Yeah. Feed to be. All right. Jackie Joseph.
So sweet.
She was fun.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She was
back
fun.
in Gremlins together there.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, they are. Dick Miller
So
and her and Gremlins were great, and Gremlins 2. And then I was surprised she was the voice of Melody from Josie and the Pussycats.
Oh, I didn't know that. Cool.
Oh man,
I loved her in this.
Love that.
She's great.
Cartoon.
I love
Yeah,
Josie and the
she was
Pussycats.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's the kind of person I kind of wish I would have known, because I was looking up some stuff about her. Well, she was married to, we've got these 3 guys now, so I'm going to give you this information. Mel Wells was paid $1,100 for this movie. Jackie Joseph got $500. Jonathan Hayes got $800. At least according to IMDb. Jackie Joseph was married to Ken Berry.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Mayberry RFD.
Mayberry RFD guy.
oh, wow.
Until 1976. After that, somewhat, she was a co-founder and president of the Ladies Club, and Ladies stood for Life After Divorce is Eventually Sane.
wow.
Also called the Hollywood Dumpettes.
That's probably what it's always stood for.
Oh my God.
A support and recovery group for divorced wives of stars, often after many years of marriage. So in the LA Times, it said, she said when the first group of wives got together at the home of Lynn Landon, former wife of actor Michael, quote, in essence, it seemed we all were married to the same person.
Yeah. Ooh. Oh, to be a fly on the wall. Hey,
Other
Mrs.
women.
Mrs.
Other
Landon
women
was
active-
lucky because most of the women that fell in love with Michael Landon on Bonanza ended up dead before the episode was over. So
Other women active in the group include Faye Hackman, former wife of Gene Hackman.
yeah,
Yuki Morita, separated from actor Pat Morita. The group began several years ago, Joseph said, when Patty McLeod, she and her husband, actor Gavin McLeod, have since remarried. And Lynn Landon, ex-wife of actor Michael Landon, invited a bunch of women to get together at Lynn's house. And I thought, gee, I always wanted to see Lynn's house, so I went. She ended up being the president and co-founding member.
would have been funny if the whole group was nothing but the ex-wives of Andy Rooney.
Oh my God.
Mickey Rooney.
Mickey Rooney.
Yeah.
Andy Rooney too. Oh.
I'm not the only one.
You know what bothers me? All these wives I used to have.
You ever notice how alimony checks are always late?
I loved her. I loved her. And
Now
I
you know.
recognize her, but it's hard for me to look at her credits and go, oh, that's because I think she I don't know. And she said, it really makes me mad that I didn't get any alimony, because at the time I thought, well, we're both actors, we both have the same earning power. And then she goes, I didn't realize what happens to women about the time that they hit my age. So that's, anyway.
Wow.
I don't know that Ken Berry had a great career after Mayberry RFD either, though.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't looked, but
It says she was a regular on the Bob Newhart show. Do you guys
Which
remember
one?
that? That's what I'm trying to figure out, because I love Bob Newhart, but I don't remember her. I don't recognize her in it.
She was on 45 episodes of the Doris Day Show,
Mm.
playing Jackie Parker.
She was great in this. I loved her.
Yeah, she was fun.
she
Great
did a lot of
choice.
voices for Scooby-Doo.
She has a fantastic voice.
Yeah.
She played a recurring character in the Police Academy's movies, Mrs. Kirkland. The new Scooby-Doo Mysteries, Gremlins, Newhart, one episode. Okay, that's not it.
Oh, okay.
That was in 1983. 16 episodes of Josie, or 32 episodes of Josie and the Pussycats, is it?
Melanie was the blonde, correct?
Yeah, you might have been
Yeah.
thinking the Doris
Yeah,
Day
drummer.
Show.
Oh, maybe. Mhm.
Yeah.
The
She was
blonde.
And Josie.
And
the
Josie.
Pussycats.
The drummer.
Well,
Oh,
I'll tell you,
oh.
one thing about Josie and the Pussycats that always hella impressed me is how much sound they got out of just like one guitar, a
That's how good they
tambourine,
are.
and drums. I mean, they were just that
Mhm.
good. Josie was like, I don't know, just absolutely amazing. She was like the guy from the White Stripes. The sound she got out of that one guitar. She was both
Meg.
bass and rhythm. It was incredible.
Well, there's a lot of power trios out there that were successful, so I don't know if they were.
Yeah, but at least they had a bass player.
Also, worst premise.
Oh, they didn't
ever.
have a bass
Keyboardist,
player?
Yeah.
or keyboardist or something.
The Pussycats in Outer Space, where some lucky stiff manages to fall into a spaceship with these three gorgeous dames and then spends the entire series trying to get back to Earth. Hello? What?
Yeah.
Oh well.
That's
Well-
a jump the shark show anyway.
Yeah, I was like, what do we do with this show? Let's send them into outer space
Send them in outer space like everybody else.
like everyone else. Yeah.
I think that's
We put the guys on Gilligan's Island in space. I think that violates the premise of the show, but okay.
Now we're stranded on a planet.
let's have Gilligan
Where's the
jump a
professor?
shark.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's jump a shark. Okay.
Get him.
She was also in Small Soldiers, huh? Okay.
That's another Joe Dante film.
Right.
I love that Joe Dante puts all these old characters from
I do
Corman's
too.
films
Yep.
in his movies. I love that.
Yeah, that's cool.
I love Dick Miller. Well, we're going to talk about him anyway.
Sure.
but He was great. He was great in this.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I was laughing so.
Eating the plants,
So
always
funny,
pouring salt
yeah.
on them.
Yeah. He looks at Audrey and goes, nah, it looks inedible to me.
Yeah.
Or one of them said incredible, and he goes, "She looks inedible to me."
And just how he kept coming back. He was invested
Yeah,
in this.
He's a regular at the floral shop. Yeah. Like Norm on
cute.
Cheers.
Exactly.
He's putting
And then
some,
people kept asking him at conventions, "Did you really eat the flowers? Like, this is something so beyond the pale crazy," and he would like do it. It's like, yeah, flowers are generally edible. If you're ever lost in the woods, important safety tip: flowers are often the only edible part of some plants. Although you should probably know what you're doing. But eating a carnation, the only thing about it, it's not particularly flavorful, but it's edible.
I love
There's
when he said,
another
"I gotta go. My wife is cooking. My wife is making gladiolas or whatever."
yeah.
There's another sign there: 40% off from everything.
It was
Yeah, I'm
great.
trying to read that one sign. The one behind him, it was 40% off from everything.
Yeah.
Like from 40% off everything.
Deja
How come
vu.
you didn't pick up on that, Chad?
I should have. I mean, it was right there in front of me. I should have said
And I
something.
think the one above between Dick and Mushnick is we don't letting you spend, and that was too much of your money or something, you know. Too much for your money. Dick Miller was great.
Yeah.
But because he was just sort of like this customer just walks into the store and never leaves.
Yeah, he just comes back.
I
Look
guess-
around to see if anything fall on the floor I can eat today.
Now, he was offered the role of Seymour and turned it down.
Yeah.
Wanted to do this.
He
Yeah,
liked
I
he
don't
liked the
think he
name.
would work as
Foosh.
Seymour, but he- yeah.
I don't know. Well, and here's Jack. I love that.
Wow.
It's like my fifth grade school picture.
It really feels like a vaudeville sketch. You
Yes.
know?
Oh, doesn't it? Oh my
It does.
gosh, it does.
He has the scarf on the outside of the
Yes, yes,
Lab coat.
yes.
Oh.
And reading Pain magazine, which sadly is no longer published.
Is this the dentist? Oh, I guess it is. Pain magazine.
We have those in every dentist's office.
Yeah.
So
It was
funny.
Yeah, he did good. You know what? He reminded me of, and this probably because everybody does, but he kind of parts of what he was doing was reminding me of Dwight Fry and Dracula.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
He was,
reminded me
I'll
of
tell
like a
all
young
my
Jack
friends about
Nicholson.
you.
What's
Yeah,
that?
He
Bill?
had
It just reminded me of a young Jack Nicholson, you know.
Oh, well, yeah.
It was like someone doing a Jack Nicholson impersonation.
Mhm.
yeah, it was in Kansas.
What if Jack Nicholson, a young Jack Nicholson, went to the dentist? I think it would go something like this.
Something just hit me because I saw it in this other list, but Jackie Joseph, how many of you have seen the Cheyenne Social Club?
Oh,
I saw it a long time ago. Yeah.
I love that. I love that movie. Jimmy Stewart and Henry Fonda are saddle bum friends, and Jimmy Stewart inherits a brothel in some town. His ne'er-do-well uncle or somebody that owned it wills it to him. Jackie Joseph is one of them. Shirley Jones is the madam,
Yeah.
and then there's a Jackie Joseph is one. Sue Ann Langdon is another one. It's a hilarious movie.
That would have been the greatest. That would have been the greatest story ever if it's somebody you were going on and someone says, "So is Jackie Jones?" No. I just really like that movie.
She's in it. She's in it.
Yeah, Jack Nicholson would make 5 films with Roger Corman.
That's crazy.
He
I
would
knew
do
it
The Raven and The Terror, St. Valentine's Day Massacre, and Jeff's favorite film, The Trip.
Who's he playing? St. Valentine's Day Massacre.
That's a good question. We have to go
Sticks
look.
McGee.
Ah! He plays the hitman, Gino, the hitman.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
First credit was movie credit was The Crybaby Killer in 1958, which is I don't know why I thought that was a Corman. Maybe it's who's the producers.
Too Soon with Love, and then TV show and then Little Shop of Horrors.
Allied Artists. So yeah, that could have been. They. Yep. Jack, 3-time Oscar winner.
Yep.
And the rest is history.
I'm trying to remember, what were they for? He won for As Good as It Gets.
Good movie.
Mm-hmm.
Chinatown, didn't he? Chinatown.
Excellent movie.
Nominated at least.
And also, and over
Terms of Endearment.
Terms of Endearment.
And One Flew Over the
Over the
Cuckoo's
Cuckoo's
Nest.
Nest. Yes,
He did not win for Chinatown.
Oh man.
He was nominated. Wow, I didn't realize he was nominated for Easy Rider. Then 5 Easy Pieces, The Last Detail, Chinatown.
Great actor.
Man, oh man. Kicked right into it too. He's
some movie called The Shining. I don't think we've ever heard
Was
of
he
it.
nominated for a few Good Men?
I don't know.
Such an iconic role, but
I liked him in Witches of Eastwick.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Let's
Of course.
see. Yes, nominated for A Few Good Men, As Good as It Gets, and About Schmidt.
About Schmidt was pretty good.
There's a long list of them.
Never liked him as the Joker though.
You didn't like him as a Joker? All right.
I think he would have played a good Joker at this age here,
Oh my gosh.
but I just didn't buy him as the Joker in Batman 80.
Jack. You
I
were
liked him
great.
in Mars Attacks.
He just
Yeah.
played a nut job in this.
Yeah.
Giggling. Don't stop now. When he was
Looks so upset there. That picture. Yeah. That was. So
He's got an alfalfa vibe going on in that movie.
yeah, more
Yeah.
pain. He wants
Yeah,
pain.
totally.
All right. Well, here's Audrey too.
Audrey too.
various Audrey 2s. We got Audrey 2 from this movie, Audrey 2 from the Frank Oz remake, Audrey 2 from the stage show. By the way, if you do the stage show, even if it's a high school version, you got to put up money for the prop. They will not let you just half-ass the prop because they've got they got standards because they know how much we have to spend on stuff. So that's usually the priciest part of putting on that play. And then this bottom one is a reinterpretation, a new version. Okay.
Yep.
But
here she's Audrey Jr., not Audrey the second.
Yeah, Audrey too. Yeah.
Audrey 2's in the play and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, I get them all mixed up. So it's Audrey Jr. is the one in this one. That's the one at the top.
But it's the same. It's
and that looks a lot. That looks a lot more better. That looks
a lot more better.
A lot more better. More better green.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta watch it again colorized because I could see where that would be fun.
I was surprised, and there wasn't much bleeding either that I noticed.
Right.
You know, just
I gotta say the remake is one of the best practical effects that's ever been put on. And if they do it again, and I'm sure they will, because Hollywood, it'll all be CGI and it'll blow. It wasn't easy to do. They had to like film it slow. They had to film it slow. Everybody had to do their roles slow, and then they sped it up and everything. But it's so well done.
Oh Lord!
Mean green mother from outer space.
Yeah.
And I'm bad.
So I pulled this one, Bill. I don't know if you didn't have it, or because here's the when the faces show up in the block.
Yeah. Boy, did they look like cardboard.
Yeah. But man, did it
again,
scare me
in
when
color,
I was
it looked a little better because those were like
I'll bet it did.
purple or something, you know, like anyway.
But that's such a great design. I thought that was just hilarious and wonderful.
And sometimes that's just,
yeah.
Was that you, Chad, that said how much that freaked you out?
Yeah, man. When I was a little kid, yes. Oh,
stuff like that is the weird stuff. The stuff that, like, you know, it's not real, but it kind of looks real, but it just doesn't feel right. You know, these faces, like, I think it's, I don't know.
Well, it looked like now that you can see it better now that we have DVDs and Blu-rays and stuff, you can see it better. I didn't think they were drawings. I thought they were made out of
Right, like there was a relief to him.
or something like that, or But
Hey, Doc.
I'm leaving that there for the rest of it. No. So here's and then these two people, this is the sad part, I guess.
The sad part.
Yeah, the bottom one, that is Mary Wells, who at the time was married to Mel Wells.
Wow, Mel. Dang.
Yeah.
He's told some lies. Somebody about
But-
looks don't count for much.
I'll be rich one day, I promise.
So she's the one that is trying to seduce Seymour out on the out on the street, and then
is that what she was trying to do?
Well, she gets hit in the head with something.
Yeah,
rock. He throws a rock. He throws a rock.
He hits her with the rock too.
He didn't have a coin to flip, so he had to flip a rock. Wet side or dry side?
That's right. He was flipping the rock, and then he took the same rock. Okay. Anyway,
wet side or dry side?
What happened to her in 1970?
Now they're both wet sides.
Now I got you. So she is. She died of a heart attack in 1974 at the age of 36.
Wow.
Damn.
That's the sad part, and this is the even sadder part.
Hmm.
The top picture, the two, I think they were high school girls, were going to spend $1,000 for flowers at the prom. The brunette is Karen Kupcinet. Anybody ever watch Irv Kupcinet? You guys probably didn't get him because they're a wrong part of the country. He was a big shot in the media in Chicago, 60s, 70s, whatever. So that's the brunette there in the center is his daughter, Karen Kupcinet. She was murdered in 1964. Although, let me find the notes I wrote down here. Murdered on Thanksgiving Day in 1963. Never been solved. She was found strangled in her West Hollywood apartment. Her father, Irv Kupcinet, believed he knew who did it, but could never prove it. During the last 24 hours of her life, she had dinner with her actor friend, Mark Goddard, Major Don West.
Yeah.
From Lost in Space. And his wife. That at that time, he wasn't. It was a year and a half later when Lost in Space hit, but still. Author James Ellroy, in his nonfiction book Crime Wave, stated that he believes she wasn't murdered but died in a fall while nude dancing under the influence of alcohol and pills. Now, I don't know. That seems like a stretch to me. But
I mean, there's a big difference between,
being strangled,
a fall and a strangulation. It's
so anyway. But I recognize her name because he was a bigwig, and he had a late night show on that came out of some Chicago station called KUP, KUP. I don't remember, but anyway, I don't remember all of what he did in the media, but he was somebody that I was familiar with and watched his show a few times. It was sort of a late night talk show, but not really, not a variety show, just talk, so like informational stuff. Anyway, all right, now that I've bummed everybody out.
That's sad.
It is. And she was just starting to get, she had just done an episode of Perry Mason, and it actually was shown on TV like 2 months after she was murdered. So,
we kind of talked about scenes that were like, why was this in here? Even though it's already a really short movie. But I feel like all those extras, like the students, the other woman, I loved everything. I loved it all. I loved every bit in there. And everybody did great. And those two girls playing the high school students were fun. They were just in and out, It was great.
Well, the Jack Nicholson was the one that, and I don't know if they were sitting around one night thinking we got to come up with a short gag to stick in here, and they came up with this or what. But that's the one that when I watch it, I'm like, that's like that's like this separate thing sitting on top of the movie that has nothing, because he doesn't kill him.
Right.
He doesn't stop him from taking the dentist and feeding him. All that stuff could have happened without Jack there, but that's a great scene. It's an absolutely great scene. The drunk, there's kind of a reason for it, I guess, because then he ends up cutting him up and then feeding him to see the first victim? I don't know. Anyway. All right.
I think he picked up the pieces off the railroad track.
Yeah.
That's and put it in the bag.
Yeah. Gets hit by the train. That's right. He didn't have to cut him up. That's right. I know you guys, I need you guys.
But I did like when he was under the influence of Audrey Jr. and was going after, and that woman was trying to seduce him or get him to hire her. And it just was a great, funny setup, how she would just appear constantly. And it was funny.
Behind the bench. She was down behind him, and then she just slowly stands up.
Right.
That was good.
You know, it was just really, I don't know. It's something special about this movie for sure.
Yeah.
It is way better than, like you said, it maybe intended to be or should be, but it is.
They used the sets that were left from Bucket of Blood.
Yeah.
Makes sense. That's
save money and make it fast.
Yep.
It was the first Corman Jack Nicholson. Yeah. So.
Well, I think it worked well too, the light set dressing, because, you know, it was a flower shop in Skid Row. It was not going to have really a lot of stuff or anything fancy, you know.
Okay. Any final comments?
No one's dream to have a flower shop on Skid Row, I'm sure.
Row, no.
When I grow up.
Oh, this is fun.
It is kind of a different time, though, like we talked about, you know, when movies had more things about the immigrant experience in America. And it was, you know, common to have, you know, characters that were not all, you know, often stereotypical, but showed a little bit of that kind of culture, of American culture and the, you know, the immigrant culture.
And it's fun. It's fun to watch that. I mean, I don't think anybody would take offense at it. Or I'm sure there are a few people that would, but it's not of that spirit that it's trying to make fun of anybody. It's just that's how it the state of things then, you know. So
right.
And there were all these people that were coming in were like fish out of water, and so this whole experience of living in New York and this big was different to them. So it's anybody it's going to be inherently funny to watch. That kind of.
And it wasn't something that was it's like you said, insulting or under the, you know, a cruel kind of joke. It's it was just part of the American experience then. Something we used to be proud of. Or something.
Well, you could I just feel like you couldn't, if you tried to make something like that today, you'd almost be forced to be serious about it. You know, you couldn't do Green Acres. It's like, oh, you know, are we making fun of the city people? Are we making fun of the country people? Are we blah, 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 blah? Oh, just write some fun characters, put them in wacky situations, and let things work out. Everyone will be fine. I will say though, Skid Row, if this is what Skid Row was like in 1960, man, that place looks safer than good parts of Manhattan now.
Yeah.
Mr. Mushnick could sell that property for $10 million easy.
I think they said that there were some homeless folks that were in the movie that were from from Skid Row. Yeah. But they actually paid to be in the movie. Yeah.
That's cool.
There was some shots with people just leaning on the storefronts. Yeah.
There's always somebody walking by. That was
Well, apparently Corman and Griffith frequently met in coffee shops to exchange story ideas while working on a script, and at one of them, their waitress was Sally Kellerman.
Wow.
So cool. What a great story.
They would ask her to act as referee their ideas, and eventually she sat down with them to help develop the story.
She was Hot Lips, right?
Yeah, she was Hot Lips.
She was great.
In the movie.
She passed away here not too long ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what a great story.
Yeah.
All right.
Great movie.
Mhm.
Yeah. Good
It's
pick.
great fun. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, Doc.
You're welcome.
Well, and before we end, I do have to say this. I meant to say it before. And I apologize, Chris.
Well,
But this episode is dedicated to Chris Peters' mother.
Hmm.
Chris has been a guest host here, and he was at his mother's cleaning some things out and found this. Have gun will travel.
Have gun will travel.
That's not really focusing, I guess, but
There you go.
that belonged to his father.
Closer. You need to cover up more of your face.
She told him, she said, "You know anybody that would want this?" And she said, "Yeah," because he'd heard me talk about Have Gun Will Travel all the time and all the Westerns we watched. And so he sent me that.
That's so
And
cool.
so I said, "What can we do in
Nice.
return?" And he said, "Is there any," because a lot of his stories talk about watching a horror movie with his mother. And he said, he asked her what would be a good movie. And she said, Little Shop of Horrors. So this goes out to Chris Peters' mother.
Chris Peters.
Awesome.
Mother.
And thanks so
Yay.
much for this. You
Yeah.
have no idea what this is. This is just
Tell your mom thanks.
cool.
Yeah, she raised a good kid.
Yeah.
She did.
It's so funny how so many of us watch these movies with someone in our family, a parent
Yeah.
or a
Mhm.
aunt or uncle or something. That's most of my exposure to these movies was from my dad and my mom or my grandparents.
Yeah.
I love that they shared that with me.
Right.
So thanks, Chris Peters' mom.
Yes.
Yes.
Thanks so much. I know Chris will play this for her or show it to her, one of the two. All right, time for feedback. Everybody ready?
Feedback. We got feedback.
We got a few.
Scroll,
We got a
scroll,
few.
scroll.
Scrolling, boss.
All right.
Oh, there
Feedback.
we go. Okay.
First one, Doc, you ready?
Sure.
First one is episode 214, The Ghost Breakers from James Harris. Doc?
Ghost Breakers. James says, you throw my face over there. That's not what he says. That's what I say. He says, "Hi, Grue-Crew. I'm glad that Mantan Moreland was mentioned. He was awesome. In fact, he was so awesome, he came close to being named one of the Three Stooges. Mantan, which am I pronouncing that right?
Yep.
Mantan had worked with Shemp on the movie The Strange Case of Dr. RX. Shemp was really impressed with Mantan and had mentioned that Mo and Larry that if anything were to happen to him, then they should add Mantan to the Stooges. Sure enough, when Shemp passed, the remaining Stooges asked Mantan if he would like to join them as the third Stooge. Mantan was interested, but Columbia Pictures wouldn't allow it. Unfortunately, it wasn't meant to be. It may have been for the best, though. One can only imagine how awkward all of the punching, slapping, and those nose and ear twisting would have been. But in my opinion, if Mantan had joined the Stooges, he would have been the second funniest Stooge ever, second only to Curly, of course. Thanks, y'all.
Cool.
Thanks, James. And so that the black character in Ghost Breakers was Willie Best. But we talked about Mantan Moreland.
Mhm.
And when we did, I think it was King of the Zombies. Is that right? We talked about Mantan and the idea of the connection with the Three Stooges.
Yeah.
I think Scott
Was he also in Spider Baby? Was it
Yes.
Manson?
Yes, he was. Yeah. He was the postman, I think. He
Right.
rides up on a
First
Scooter.
death, I think. Yeah.
All right, thanks, James. And James again, this time
Right,
for Dinosaurus, episode 217. Bill.
James says, "Hi, Grue-Crew. I want to extend a big thumbs up to Bill for choosing this movie. You're welcome. As a devout worshiper at the altar of Harryhausen, in the same pew right there with you, sir, and all things stop motion, I was surprised to learn of a film I had not seen in this genre. I quickly sought it out and with great anticipation gave it a go. I have to say, I thought the movie was a real blast. Perhaps if I had seen it in my youth, it would have been a lifelong favorite. Was it a stop-motion classic? Maybe not, but it was funny, charming, and a heck of a lot of fun. You can't ask for much more than that. I also want to mention that Dennis Lancaster's Halloween greeting was too cool for school. Thanks, Gruesome, for another stellar episode.
Yeah. Dennis
Yeah.
Lancaster is too
Oh,
cool
man.
for school.
That's so awesome.
Thanks again, James. And now on to our episode that released yesterday, episode 218, X, the Man with the X-Ray Eyes. The first one is from Abermelin the Mage, and I'm going to read this one because it's really short. I'll never get tired of your videos. And I'm like, wow, how
Show's over. Thank you, folks.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
Could be because we're so stupid. We're funny. It could be because we're informative. Could be because they like the movies. I don't know.
Or we're idiots.
Yeah, that too. But thank you, Abermella. Yes.
And
But
if you write again, which I hope you do, let us know if it's Abermillan the Mage or Abermillan.
Oh, I keep
the
saying
Mage.
The
And
Mage.
maybe it is. I don't want. I don't want to
Pronounce
assume
it.
because it might.
Yeah.
It might not.
No,
be.
I looked
Yes,
it up when you guys corrected me last
It
time.
is
I
Mage.
forgot already.
Okay.
It's kind of like Bill and Portmanteaus.
Yeah, you've all
Catmandos.
got ours.
Portmanteau.
He's getting
Okay.
it mixed up with the Bob Seger song.
Come here, come here.
All right.
They won't take the
then,
camera off on this. Come on up.
From Jose Luis Herrera La Peron, where are we at? Bill, I guess.
Well,
Or Chad,
okay, good.
Chad, Chad.
Bill just did the
X-Man with the X-ray eyes.
Okay, me.
Yeah,
All right.
sure.
One of my favorite Corman films. It's padded for certain. That long shot of the eyeball with optic nerve in the beaker, merrily bubbling away, and the very long end credits sequence. But this is such a striking, sad film. His line about the eye at the center of the universe at the tent revival always gets me. It's sinister and sad.
Yep.
I first saw it in middle school on the Late Show one night.
Mm.
I agree, and I think that's one of the things that made me feel this movie had a Lovecraft feel to it, because he was seeing things that,
Yeah.
by the end, that no one else on the planet has seen, and
Mhm.
The ancient
that was
ones.
just
Yeah.
just
Mhm.
great stuff.
That's excellent. I appreciate it, Jose. And then Jerry Chandler and Gee Whiz.
We can let Daphne do it.
Who wants to read Jerry?
Oh, do I get to read Jerry?
Yeah,
I don't get
let's
to read
read
Jerry very
Jerry.
often.
That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Daphne
All right.
deserves a shot.
Who? Me?
Daphne.
Who? Daphne. Okay, good.
Well, we're gonna keep.
I
Chad
can
on
tell
top.
what you were
We
saying.
can
Everybody
split
was
it up,
talking at
Jeff.
once.
We
No,
can
no,
split
no,
it
no,
up,
no.
Jeff.
I didn't want to do it. I talked
There's-
the whole
there's a
damn
lot.
time, so.
All right. This is from Jerry Chandler.
Take a deep breath.
Yep. Me.
I really like this film, and you all discussed a lot of highlights about it that I agree with. But that ending, I don't like the ending. I love that ending. And the last few seconds of the film are a testament to the power of Ray Milland's acting. Stephen King's essay may have planted a stronger seed in people's brains, but it was Milland's acting that made it possible. Some actors would play up the pain in that moment, but he gave it more. In that moment, before the screen freezes on his face, he looks into the camera with not only pain, but desperate anguish. It almost feels like he is about to say the words King thought he heard. And though he never utters a word in those few seconds, you can hear his character's last desperate words in your mind. And it's insane how much the legend of that alternate ending has grown. I've seen people at fan gatherings and conventions who will swear they saw it back in the day at a drive-in or exploitation theater, or before cable got wussified and chickened out on showing the darker stuff. I've seen people who so passionately swear they saw the ending that they're almost willing to fight you when you tell them that it doesn't exist and never has, because then they feel like you're calling them a liar.
They are a bunch of liars.
It even had its moment as a TV and movie listing example by, and I'll be polite here because it's your show, people who think the Mandela effect is real. Hell, there were even people who complained when the remastered DVDs and Blu-rays came out because they claimed it was the TV cut and not the original theatrical cut with the real ending. But when you look at that ending, when you look at his face, can you really blame people for thinking they saw a version where he actually says those words, given how well he conveys so much pain, anguish, and more in that moment? I rank it as one of the best endings in horror and sci-fi horror from that era, and mostly due to how well Milland pulled off that moment.
Completely
I agree. Amazing.
Agreed.
Yeah, he did great.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be crazy if they actually found the original footage and it was actually released that way? And
And it actually was real.
yeah, and it was all Mandela'd out and everything. Wouldn't that be crazy?
It's the dilemma of living in the digital age, because there's so many ways things could be screwed with. And even then, when stuff like, if he didn't keep control of it, Corman. So well, maybe he did on X-Ray, but anybody, people could cut and do stuff, and different countries, they cut things out because they're too bad, or they put in nudity, but then they don't put it in nudity for that country. And then it's almost, some of these, that's crazy to even think about what the actual intended thing was. It's almost, so anyway, I don't know. I mean, Corman couldn't remember, so.
No, it's great. And it is amazing that has become such a part of the story.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, thank you very much for all the comments. We love our feedback.
Yay.
Thanks to Jerry, Jose, Abermelon, the Mage, James Harris ×2, buddy. Appreciate everybody's comments, especially your thoughts and their feelings. I just hear whistling.
It's the wind.
Yep.
And it really is. There's like a wind storm all day today.
Anyway, thanks to everybody for their feedback and their comments. And
next week, 40% from everything.
I'm always afraid I'm going to miss out on the joke, and I'm missing out on one right now, and I don't know what it was.
If you go back and watch when you're editing, you'll see it.
Yeah, okay.
Sort of sticks out like a sore thumb.
There's plenty of ways to stay in touch. Please send feedback to feedback@gruesomemagazine.com, or you can leave comments on Gruesome Magazine's YouTube channel, or at the Gruesome Magazine HNR and DOH Podcast Facebook group. Check out our website too, gruesomemagazine.com. You can hear these podcasts on audio apps as well, or you can see them on video at our website and on YouTube, and all those cool channels on
the Wind channel.
The wind.
Boy, I really can hear that now. That sounds like a screaming thing.
Hey, Doc, would you go feed Cthulhu or whoever is like
kidding.
outside your door right now?
No,
Somebody opened the gate. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
yeah. I've been
reading for the
mic,
Necromonicon again.
mic on mute throughout the show.
Well, that's it for this episode. But every 2 weeks, we'll be focusing on a specific film released between 1920 and 1969. Next up, chosen by Daphne. What are we doing, Daphne?
We are doing the 1964 movie The Blood Drinkers.
Oh, that old favorite.
Ooh, creepy.
Yeah.
Filipino.
The Filipino movie, 1964. Haven't seen it. Looks fantastic.
Yep, looking forward to it.
Yeah, I am too, actually. I read some stuff about it, and they kind of sounded like it's a bit of a landmark Philippine film. So, stop making that. Are you doing that with your ears, Doc, or what's the
With my ears.
the wind
Trying to land the
blows
house
through
on the
your
wind.
ears? I don't know.
I was just blowing through the buildings. It's like crazy. Making a howl.
Oh my goodness
Yeah.
gracious.
All righty. Well, we're up to about 20 inches of snow. In the last week, we've
Oh
had
my
our
gosh.
we've had our driveway scooped off 3 times.
Wow.
Like that.
All right, folks.
Put some salt on it. It'll be fine.
I
It'll
think
get
that's
better.
it. I don't know. What do we do next? Oh, yeah. Catch us again here in 2 weeks for another great horror movie of the classic era, as only decades of horror can do it. Say good night.
Good
Good
night.
night.